in every one of those places where these people lived for a long time and lived with vitality, they had purpose in their life. Whether it's family, whether it's a career, whatever it is. For me, you know, this television show and brand for us, we thrive in that purpose, knowing that we would like people's lives to be better. My wife and I created the show, and every day we wake up, we say, you know what, we're gonna make at least one person's life better today. And that juices up every single day. We wake up, we jump out of bed. And that, knowing your purpose, adds years to your life. A brilliant man from India, he talked about the last mile. So you can get healthcare to a certain point, but it's that last mile that prevents us from giving the medication. And we have to fight it. We have to understand it. Grab it and say, what can we do to change it? All of you make a real difference in your community, in your family's life, and all of the patients who are fighting cancer. At this time, I'd like to ask all of the survivors in the audience to please stand. And I want you to please remain standing. If you could, the survivors, just remain standing. And we unite together tonight to finish this fight. I live and practice in Detroit, and I believe our city and the people that live here represent the best of America. I wanted to create a place that folks can go to that not only delivers health information, but also helps us share inspirational stories to help all of us grow, with real problems discussed in depth with real solutions. You are the most important person. You're the patient. This is Ask Dr. Nandi. Hello and welcome to Ask Dr. Nandi. Today we're talking about a topic very close to my heart and the whole Ask Dr. Nandi team, that is being your own health hero. So what is a health hero? Someone who inspires others to do more, who advocates for the community, for health, who is a voice for their cause. Joining us today, we have a group of individuals who've taken their health in their own hands and spread their message across the globe through healthy eating and exercise. You can be a health hero for your body. When we come back, we'll hear from individuals striving to make healthy living a priority and a business. Please stay tuned.
So I came to a new school, which was my elementary school. Then lunchtime came around, and kids weren't finishing their Twinkies and Cheetos and Oreos, and I was like, hand them over. So I started eating everybody's snacks. You could see when I gained weight, you could see it in my cheeks. So my cheeks would get bigger, and she's like, Qimmah, you're gaining weight.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Dr. Nandi, and we're here with a woman who's made her health her absolute priority, so much so that she's gained fame and notoriety on social media and has become a fitness star at such a young age. Please welcome Qimmah Russo to the show. Welcome, Qimmah. Thanks for coming all the way from Los Angeles to see us. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So tell me all about it. When did you start making fitness a big part of your life?
I would say it started as early as 3rd grade. We moved all the way from the East Coast with the family, and I started with cheerleading. Then I went into middle school. I was playing volleyball, basketball, I was running track. Then I went into high school, and then I went into college. But basically, I always had a fitness lifestyle. I was always an athlete. I was always active. I loved being out in recess. I was as tough and buff as the big boys in the, on the playground. Take the big boys on, huh? Yeah, always was fighting with the boys. I didn't have any girlfriends. And by senior year, when I had to, high school, they tell you, what are you going to do for your future? When I had to make a decision, that's when I wanted to carry on my fitness career. And by senior year, that's when I turned my fitness lifestyle into not only keeping myself healthy and fit, but training the world. And that's what I do now. That's awesome. And was there ever a time that you can remember where at least you and your family didn't consider fitness to be important? Because so many families now, and people at home are watching, and even in the audience, they don't think fitness is important. Yeah, no, that's very true. No, my parents, they were professional athletes themselves.
Oh, really? What did they do?
Mom did field hockey, and Dad did baseball. So they were always active, and they brought that into our family. Me and my brother were always active. What about, you talked about fitness. She did a lot of stuff with athletics and activity. What about your food and health and what you put in your mouth?
when did you learn how important that was?
It's a funny story. So like I said, we came from the East Coast, from New York. We left a lot of our family out there, so I'm in California now with my immediate family. So I came to a new school, which was my elementary school. So it was a little different because I was a little different. So I got kind of made fun of.
Did you have your New York accent?
No, actually.
None.
I was just different. I don't know. People just, I just have a different light. And people kind of made fun of me. And then lunchtime came around and kids weren't finishing their Twinkies and Cheetos and Oreos, and I was like, hand them over. So I started eating everybody's snacks, like over and over and over again. Every week would go by, and one day I came home and Mom was like, you could see when I gained weight, you could see it in my cheeks. So my cheeks would get bigger, and she's like, Qimmah, you're gaining weight. And I was like,
how old were you then?
Like 8, so I didn't really think anything of it. I was like, oh, okay. And so Dad recommended during recess that I do pull-ups. Instead of eating everyone's lunch, I do pull-ups. So I started doing pull-ups every lunch, and I got better and better, stronger and stronger, and that's when I wanted to join gymnastics. And that's when I started all my athletics. I was good at a lot of things, so I played almost every sport, and that's where it all came from. That fitness lifestyle started just, with 3rd grade.
Now, how did you then transform from making that, you said making that your career? What did you do, and what are you doing today?
Well, I went into high school by senior year. A lot of people, my figure was starting to form through high school, and they were like, how do you do it? Why do you look like that? And by senior year, I was like, you know what, I want to make this into a business, and I thought of the name Q-Flex. That's the head of my business. I'm the CEO.
Q-Flex, right?
Q-Flex Fitness, yes.
Okay. You're the CEO?
Yes, I
Nice.
am.
How old are you now?
I'm 21 now.
The youngest CEO in America,
yeah.
right there. And then so tell me more.
Yeah, so I started around 18, 19, and I started the business. I had a lot of clientele from the get-go, but I also branched out from Instagram, which is, social media is huge now for networking and business and branding. And from Instagram, I had hundreds and thousands of people being inspired and motivated by me, by my message, what I was putting out there, not only the way I looked, but my positivity and my captions. And then through Instagram, I got brands, campaigns, deals. People wanted me to promote their products. So me and my manager, we helped, each other choose the ones that represented me the best. And now I'm here. You guys chose me to be here.
Of course,
so
our
great
pleasure. And how many followers do you have on Instagram now?
Right now on Instagram, I have 605,000 followers.
That's awesome. Congratulations, right? So what is a health hero? This show is about health hero. What does being a health hero mean to you?
I mean, the basic health, everybody thinks, okay, salads, eating healthy, and staying active. Those are huge. Those are big. But it also starts with the mind, You have to be healthy within. You have to be ready to, it's like taking a shower and brushing your teeth. You have to do them. You have to take care of your hygiene. You have to take care of your health. You only have one body, you only have one opportunity to take care of yourself. So when people work out and they eat healthy, it has to become a regimen. It has to be part of their lifestyle. So
that's a wonderful message. Saying, what you said that really resonated with me was that it's got to be in your mind. You've got to have a goal, and if you have passion, nobody can stop you. Thank you so much for coming and giving us this information. I really appreciate it. In return, we'll speak to a patient of mine who's defied all odds to be with us today. Please stay tuned.
I was very healthy. Never really had a missed day at work. Everything was fine. We're going to take a vacation, and my sister, just before we were leaving, noticed a lump on my neck. And she said, you ought to get that checked out.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Dr. Nandi. Now, cancer is a word no one ever wants to hear. And what if you heard you have cancer 5 different times? Our next guest, William Belfry, has faced these odds and is still living a happy, healthy life. Please welcome him. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about what's going on. Bill, I know a lot about you, but for the audience here and at home, tell us a little bit about what happened to you and all these cancers.
Well, it started out in 2001. Prior to that, I was very healthy. Never really had a missed day at work. Everything was fine. We're going to take a vacation, and my sister, just before we were leaving, noticed a lump on my neck. And she said, you ought to get that checked out. Well, I was all busy, ready to go. Everything was packed. So we decided to go. I had to go to the drugstore to pick up something, and my doctor's office was right next door, and I decided to go over and talk to him. Well, it was Saturday, and ironically, no one was in the parking lot. I turned my car around, and as I was pulling away, he came walking out of the door.
Oh, wow.
I pulled him over to the car and said, Dr. Einhorn, I need to have you check this out for me. Well, he says, after looking at it, he says, we're not going to do anything. You're going to go see a specialist immediately. So I went to see Dr. Richard Arden, who is a specialist. Just ironically, I got one of the best guys in the country who does radical neck dissections. And he took a biopsy, and they decided that I had testicular carcinoma, which was a schema cell type of cancer.
Squamous cell carcinoma. It was in your tonsils?
It was in a lymph node adjacent to my tonsil, and they call it testicular carcinoma. Well, the regimen required to do a radical neck dissection and then radiation regimen after that. Well, that took a port which I had installed, and then I came to see Dr. Nandi, who put the feeding tube in. We did that ahead of time because knowing that I would not be able to have any use of be able to eat afterwards. So after the neck dissection, I had radiation treatment on the neck. Now that was catastrophic. It destroyed my saliva glands. I have no saliva whatsoever. It destroyed my ear canals. My ears closed up, couldn't hear anything. And the epiglottis and the ability to swallow and all that was completely gone. It was fibrotic tissue. And I had a feeding tube for almost 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years. My God, I forgot. Time flies when you're in that condition. So
you're not having fun.
I'm not having fun at all. And you wonder how you got, I wonder now how I got through all that. And I can tell you it was because I had a positive attitude. I had great doctors, Dr. Nandi, who introduced me to Dr. Michael Stender, who was my oncologist, and he took care of the rest of it and kept a check on me and put me through the...
And then I saw you again. Tell folks you had 4 other tumors. Tell them what those tumors were.
Right, and then during the follow-up CAT scans and PET scans, and et cetera, they found a follicular lymphoma in a tumor that was 10.5 centimeters in diameter in my stomach cavity.
10.5
totally unrelated to the original cancer, had nothing to do with it. And then during an inspection that you did, you found malt lymphoma down in my duodenum, which required, both of these required radiation and other radiation treatments. And that just destroys you. You have no idea what radiation does to a person. And then during this whole time, I ended up with a prostate problem where I couldn't urinate. So that was handled with a TURP operation, which couldn't be done during all these other things that were going on. And of course, I had a Foley bag that went on for about a year and a half. And then we had another, after, we're talking 2001 till now, a couple of years ago, they discovered another tumor behind my heart and in front of my spinal column and in between the Y pipes going down to the lungs in an area that was impossible to radiate because of its location. So I went into a heavy chemo thing that's called CHOP chemotherapy, which is one of the heaviest you can get.
Very heavy chemo.
And that, I didn't react very well to that. Within 3 days, I was in the hospital and was there for over a month and a half.
But every time I saw Bill, in the office, there are 3 things that I could say. Always the same spirit that he has. He's the most positive person I've ever met.
That's important.
Secondly, yeah.
Very important.
Always positive. The second thing is he followed everything you ever told him. He wouldn't miss an appointment. He wouldn't miss a treatment. And third is, you know what? He always knew he could beat it. He always knew no matter what you threw at him and his body, he would beat it. Tell me what inspiration where did you draw from? Because you're getting all these, you're getting curveball after curveball after curveball. What kept you going?
My family pretty much helped me. My wife she's an angel for putting up what she did while I was in this condition. And I had a great team of doctors. I mean, it went from Dr. Arden to Dr. Nandi, who recommended Dr. Stender, and Dr. Stender. I also had to have ear canal replacement. They replaced my ear canal, which is better than the other ear. In fact, he wanted to do both of them, but that was Dr. Bojrab over at Beaumont Hospital. He did the ear thing, and of course it also exacerbated a tinnitus problem. This tinnitus where you have a ring in your ears constantly.
And he has all these, but tell me, because we're talking about being a health hero, In your words, what does being a health hero mean?
What I would like to do is to get the word out to anybody who is in this kind of condition, to think positively about what their life is about, and strive to overcome it, to conquer it. And you don't do that by a lot of muscular energy. You do it with positive thinking. You try to remove yourself from your body psychologically, and then make that person who's got the problem go through all the things that he has to do. Listen to his doctors, eat the right nutritious food. Every morning I have fiber type cereal, blueberries, any kind of fruit that's available during the time, a banana, and I make sure that I stay away from the sugar, stay away from all those things that are
Bad for you.
bad for your health, right? Antioxidant type of things. And then I got on a regimen of vitamins. I take as many vitamins as you can possibly take, and that, I think, helped my immune system, between the food, the vitamins, and the positive energy that comes out of.
And there's been proof, that if you have positive intention, your body actually does better.
It does.
It
It reacts
better.
to your. If you're glum and you think, you've lost the war, I guarantee you, you're not going to make
And Bill
it.
has told me before that, listen, you know what? The people that have not done well have told me they're not going to do well, and they're not positive, and they really are negative about it. And guess what? They
They're a
succumb
victim
to
of
it.
their own thoughts and their own image of themselves.
We are learning more and more about what our thoughts and positive intention can do. Bill, thank you so much for sharing your amazing story with our audience.
Thank
What do
you
you
for all
think?
your help.
Thank you, of course. We'll take a break. When we return, we'll learn about a doctor who has made global health his top priority by helping heal children all over the world. You don't want to miss that.
We here in the United States, we don't know what being poor means relative to what the people in Zambia and in the Ndola areas. We go into the deep bush, these people have nothing.
Welcome back to Ask Dr. Nandi. Now, being a health hero does not just mean surviving against all odds and making your own health your priority. It means spreading wellness and advocacy for those who cannot speak for themselves. The unfortunate reality is that many children who've lost their parents do not have access to the health care they need just to survive. Now, UNICEF estimates that 1 in every 9 children in sub-Saharan Africa will die before the age of 5 this year. The main cause of this is lack of access to basic needs such as water, food, and sanitation. Here with us now is Dr. Henry Macki from the Orphan Medical Network International. Please welcome him.
Thank you.
Well, tell me about this Orphan Medical Network International. Tell me about that. What is it all about for audience here and at home?
It's an organization that has been in place for approximately 20 years. Originally, they were going to Russia and then South Korea, India, places like that. They, in 2000, went to Zambia, particularly Ndola, Zambia, and kind of fell in love with the area, and it seemed to fit the role that Omni wanted to play with the orphans. And at this point now, we go from village to village when we go there with a team of doctors. This past year we had 3 doctors and 4 nurses and 18 people all total. We saw 3,958 patients in 8 clinics.
Wow. Amazing. In how much time?
There was 8 clinics. It was a full day of 8 clinics from 8 in the morning to...
You saw 1,358 patients in one day? In 8 clinics?
We did. Now, some of those were simply triaged, and they
Still?
didn't need a lot,
That's
but they
unbelievable.
were seen.
You know, but tell us what made you fall in love with it.
What made me fall in love with it was the children that we took care of. They just look up at you with these big, shiny cheeks and bright brown eyes with the brightest smile that you can imagine. And you just say, how can I help you? How can I be of service to you?
And you've done it ever since.
And I've done it ever since.
And why is it so important, we'll say, you know, to be involved in global health and the spreading of global health?
Well, we can't forget the people in Zambia or in other communities of that caliber. You have to think about them too. We here in the United States, we don't know what being poor means relative to what the people in Zambia and in the Ndoa areas. We go into the deep bush, these people have nothing. No shoes, torn clothes. Somehow the ladies always look well dressed though. They have their shatanga and they're very colorful and they come in very nice. What a beautiful people they are. It's just a pleasure to work with them.
Let me ask you this, you know, we were talking about being your own health hero. Dr. Macki, define for us what it is to be your own health hero.
Well, I don't look at myself as a hero by any.
We do, don't you? Absolutely. I do, and everybody here, and people at home that are watching. By the way, this show airs in the country that you go into.
Okay.
Zambia, so they will also see this. But how do you define being your own health hero?
Doing what you love. If you're able to do what you love, I had an opportunity to go to a community that I'm proud to serve, and it's just fullness that it gives you. I always say that I get more out of going there than I leave there.
I bet you.
But
I bet you they get.
I come
they get a lot
back with
too.
a full heart.
Well, very good. And the common theme in so many of our health heroes today is the passion and the drive and understanding what they really want to do and finding the love, you know, whether it be in fitness, whether it be in spreading, you know, global health and charity. If you can find your passion and your real meaning, I think you can do some great things. Thank you so much, Dr. Macki. Showing us how it's really done. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
For your time. If you want to learn how to help Orphan Medical Network International or Omni, please visit omnimissions.com. We'll be right back.
All of a sudden, somebody pulled a gun. Boom, 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 boom. As the bullet entered, it went into my third vertebrae and it's lodged there. And I fell backwards and I lost the ability to move right away.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Dr. Nandi, and we're talking about how to be your own health hero. You know, unfortunately, life can be unpredictable and tragedy can strike at any moment. When your life completely changes in a matter of seconds, how do you cope? Do you try to achieve what you previously had, or do you start anew? Here with me now is Eric Thomas, who's a health hero in every way. Eric, thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Sir, tell us about your early life and what life was like for you.
Early life, growing up, my parents, they divorced early. So it was kind of like, you know, a child with parents that divorced and they both got remarried. So, you know, you're trying to figure things out with that. I always had like a niche for the music. My aunt, she was over at the house. She listened to musicals, so I know a lot of musicals, and I just like that performance and the way that just the whole.
What's your favorite musical?
The Music Man.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then I was read like a lot of Dr. Seuss and Mother Goose, nursery rhymes. So that whole wordplay, I think, has really played a real big role into
life.
In my life. And other than that, I was just a kid with big dreams, trying to figure things out. Anytime I saw something, like if I had an idea, I didn't just say like the idea. I already had like how to manufacture it, produce it, ship it, who was going to use it, what the brand looked like. I probably didn't know it was called branding then, but I already had that idea. So I thought big. I was like, and then people would be like, well, you have to just start with the idea. But I'm like, nope, this is my bigger picture.
Got it.
I just looked at the bigger picture.
And then what happened? Your life changed suddenly, didn't it?
Yeah, no, September 20th, 18 years ago, I had an album release party. I had a group called Miscellaneous. I went outside to check the parking lot, and I came back to the steps, and all of a sudden somebody pulled a gun, boom, 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 and I got shot. We know for sure, at least once, there is a mark on the back of my head where maybe a bullet grazed, but as the bullet entered, it went into my third vertebrae, and it's lodged there. and I fell backwards, and I lost the ability to move right away. It happened so fast, faster than you can think. And I also started losing the ability to breathe on my own. So I was, I remember going in and out of conscious and just trying to survive, holding on. And at that time, you know, there was all these things racing through my head. You know, one was survival. The people that were there, only a select few stayed. The rest of the entourage at this party, or the people that were there, they split. They were like, I said, I'm not getting in trouble. And you just start thinking about the things that you still that you want to do. Like you were like, man, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do this, but I want to still do this, or I want to help out, help others. There's all these things that go through your head. And then you also realize, like, material things don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what you were wearing, or what your car, and what car you drove, or what house you had, or how much money you had. It just mattered, like, who you were. It really did. It's a real direct connect to understanding, like, who you are and what really matters on this earth.
And you find out quickly what's important. So, and then you were taken to the hospital and you were treated, right?
It was taken to the hospital. They drill 4 screws in your skull, and then they attach a halo, and then it's attached, like, to the waist. So your head is stabilized. So all you can do is move your eyes. They didn't give me a ventilator right away. They just had tubes. And I could only communicate with eye blink, so once for yes, twice for no. And then eventually I learned how to communicate with tongue clicks. That was my form of communication. So if you ask me a question, yeah, that was.
And you learned how to talk, huh?
I had to relearn everything. We were in the hospital. I wasn't breathing on my own. We used a ventilator eventually, and I wasn't eating yet, wasn't speaking yet. I could move my mouth, but you just had to lip read. And then eventually I got to eat, and it was like the best thing ever. And it still is. It still is. I'm very humble about what I don't have, or when I was without. So now when anything I do now, I can always take myself back to when I was without. And it's just like everything is an experience. When I eat food, it's just like, wow, it's a joy. It is.
And what inspires you, Eric?
Helping other people, seeing people succeed, and seeing their quality of life be the best. Like seeing, like, you know, a lot of people don't know the resources, or they don't have that support. And when you can provide that, whether it's a resource or whether it's a friend I know or something, and it just enhances their quality of life. So I think everybody should have the chance to have the best life ever. And that's one thing that really inspires me. It's just in creating ideas. I love taking the idea and seeing it come to life, and creation, and building business. And there's so much.
And let me ask you this.
Music, everybody. I mean, inspiration is all day.
Let me ask you this, the same question I've asked others. What does being a health hero mean to you, Eric?
Well, being a health hero with me and getting shot and have a spinal cord injury and surviving, then and living after injury, you have to live for the people of the past and for the now, and blaze the trail for the people that are going to get injured before you, because it's going to happen. But I mean, you don't want it to happen, but it's going to be easier for them. And being able to advocate, being a voice for people when people are out there that don't have a voice, and whatever resources and whatever you've learned on the journey or the path, don't hold it. Like, provide that information freely. Don't withstand information. Whatever is going to help, whether it's, you know, proper body mechanics in the chair, or turning on the bed, or doing weights, or whatever it is, whatever you've learned, pass it on. Do not hold it within. So when someone comes to me and I'm out in the store somewhere and they're like, can I ask you a question? Without a doubt, I tell them whatever. Before you know, there's 15 people around me, and I'm sitting there demonstrating my chair and talking about all types of stuff. And usually there's like 5 people that just had someone get injured. And
I'll tell you, Eric, your shirt represents who you are, and I think all of us here at the studio would say he inspires us, doesn't he? It's unbelievable, unbelievable. We will learn more about Eric and his life and understand what he's been up to. Please stay tuned.
Hope you didn't figure me being stopped by a spinal cord injury. Never saying I can't, cause I can. That if you wanna know why?
Why?
Cause I'm a D, man.
D, man. Yep, the music is my therapy.
Welcome back. We're back with Eric Thomas discussing his life after a tragic accident and his involvement with his charity. First of all, you know, you have a business, don't you, Eric? What do you do?
My business is called Easy Awareness by Design. It stands for Eric and Ziad Bring Awareness by Design. We specialize in graphic design, brand identity, apparel, signs, and banners. So,
And you made that your T-shirt, didn't you?
we did, yep. The Inspire is one of our brands, and it really started with me wearing it on the shirt, and I went and spoke at a school. We just saw the impact that it had on the kids, wanting to do their best, and just it was something that was there. It was like that spark, that light bulb that went off in them, and we just like, we got to make this a movement. We got to make it public. And one of my quotes that I use is, I never knew how powerful one word could be until I wore it on a shirt.
That's wonderful. And you also have a foundation. Tell us about your foundation, D-Man, right?
Well, I'm the ambassador of the foundation and a music artist. D-Man stands for Danny Miracle Angel Network. It was founded after the Kassab family's brother that was injured when he was 7 with a spinal cord injury from a car, getting hit by a car. And after so many, I think 16 years, in 2009, he passed away, and they wanted to find a way to live that legacy out. And one of the goals was music therapy, and the other one is assisted travel. And the big one for me, well, I actually use both of them now, but the idea was to build the first ever barrier-free music therapy recording studio.
Wonderful.
Where you would actually bring patients in, and instead of doing like physical therapy, they're doing music therapy, and they're achieving clinical goals. Each patient is met with a certified board music therapist, an engineer, a producer, and we also have all this assistive technology that you can produce and record with your eyes, your mouth, the breath, everything.
You know, I'm listening to you, and I'm sure you guys are at home and here are amazed to hear him, the passion that he has to help others. So, you know, when tragedy like what happened to Eric strikes people, one of two things happens. You wallow in your own pity and you say, this should not happen to me, and you just let it take over and swallow you. Or you do what he did. You're like, you know what, he said, this is what I am. I'm going to fight to get everything back. And guess what? I'm going to go one further. I'm going to help people around you. I mean, this is unbelievable. You're such an inspiration. You really are. I mean, I'm just amazed by everything you're doing. So you're a musical artist. What type of music do you like?
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop.
Hip-hop's first, but I like all.
You like it all. You like the Music Man, too, I heard. Yeah.
I do. You know, the very first song on the Music Man on that train, I think it's called, what is it, Rock Something. That's like hip-hop.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's
so
like hip-hop.
Can you give us a few lines of one of your hip-hop songs? Would you be kind enough to? Are you guys ready for that? Yeah! I can't hear you. Are you guys ready for that? You got some fans.
I probably could do something better.
Whatever you like. It's all yours.
Better. I probably could perform it for you.
Can you do it?
Sure.
Awesome. Let's do it.
I'm always prepared.
Awesome.
Yo, mic check. Eric Thomas.
I'm a D-man.
The music is my therapy. All around the world, it's all about the charity. D-man, and we started in the D-man. Nothing but integrity. This is Danny's legacy.
All right, let me explain. In life, it gets hard to maintain. A lot of things try to drive you insane. But I'm not gonna sit and complain. I'm out here living my life, doing my best, proving it twice.
I'm so nice on a mic device.
But sometimes
You gotta sacrifice.
So
Don't count me out. I do exist.
I'm here to help the world. I'm true to this. This whole journey is spiritual.
Listen to Danny and
Be the miracle. Hope you didn't figure me. Being stopped by a spinal cord injury. Never saying I can't, cause I can. That if you wanna know why,
Why?
cause I'm a D-man.
D-man, yep, the music is my therapy. All around the world, it's all about the charity. D-man, and we starting in the D-man. Nothing but integrity. This is Danny's legacy.
I'm a
D-man, the music is my therapy. All around the world, it's all about the charity. D-man, the studio is the weekday, Vegas on the weekend. Going back to Cali just to crush a couple beats, and we are doing all that we can to help those that cannot. That's why I'm repping D-man. I'm a D-man. Music is my therapy.
All around the world.
It's all about the charity. D-man, And we started in the D, man, nothing but integrity. This is Danny's legacy.
Man,
Yup, the music is my therapy.
all around the world.
It's all about the charity.
D, man.
And we started in the D, man, nothing but integrity. This is Danny's legacy.
Yep, it's gonna roll with me. I keep it real, that's how it's supposed to be. Hard pop, now I'm moving. Hard sip, I'm backwards cruising. I'm not losing. Big business, no confusion. You can read the sign.
Yeah. Easy awareness by design. For developmental disability.
Not saying that it's meant to be,
But it's not the answer, get with me.
there's Thomas, believe me.
You know what the time is.
Never saying I can't cause I can. But if you wanna know why,
Why?
cause I'm a D, man.
Nice job, nice job, nice job. Wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. We'll come back. We're going to answer your questions on how to be a healthy hero, just like Gary. Please stay with us.
Picture your best day. Like, what does your ideal, your best day look like? Who are you with? What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you drinking? Where are you living? And write that down. And it doesn't matter how thinking big it is. And then go from there and then say, how can I make that best day happen?
Welcome back. You've been watching Ask Partha Nandi, and today we've been talking about how to be your own health hero. The favorite part of the show for me is the question and answer. You guys ready to answer some questions?
Sure.
Oh, yes.
All right. Do we have a question? Awesome. Please go ahead,
My
ma'am.
question is, how can I make working out fun?
So, Qimmah, how can she make working out fun? Perfect question for you.
Instead of going to the mall, instead of going to the movies with a bunch of friends, get 20, 30 of my friends, 10 of my friends, and we go to Running Canyon, we go to the gym, we go to a park, we go to the track, get the music, and let's go. We're all the same, we have the same motive when we get there. So let's make it fun, we joke, we tell stories, we relate. We're all, going through the same things, we all live in LA. I just feel like the experience would be a lot more fun when you're with people who you can relate to.
That's awesome. And here, the key points that I take away from that is that, listen, get some people so you can work out with them. Number two, whether you're 20 or you're 90, find somebody to do it with. When you find somebody to do it with, it makes it a lot more fun. But great question. Do you have another one? Yes. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, how do I support someone going through cancer treatment?
Now, how do you assist someone? Bill, can you help me with that? How do you help someone who's going through cancer treatment?
I think the most important thing is to be positive. You have to have a positive attitude, and you have to kind of remove yourself from the problem and look at it as if you're somebody who is watching a movie. It's hard to explain, but if you can take yourself out of the situation and then deal with all of the problems and all of the tribulations that you have to go through, do it positively and especially do what the doctors tell you. That's very important, and have a good team of doctors.
And so I think what what I understand is that, don't fight it. Don't feel like woe is me.
Exactly.
I've got this terrible situation, and the support you can give to your family member or friend is tremendous. So it's a great question. Do we have any other questions? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. How can the average person contribute to the aid of children overseas?
Dr. Macki, why don't you take that? How can the average person contribute to the aid of children overseas?
Well, I go to Zambia every year, and I work with the Omni. So if you went to omnimissions.com, there would be a place to donate, a place to sign up to even help us over there, go over there and see these people, help the children there.
And there are a variety of organizations I think you can go, but the key is that understand what their mission is, and I would also find out how much how much of your aid that you're providing really help the children there. So that's a good question. Do we have another question in the audience?
My question is, how do you inspire others to follow their passion?
Eric, how do you do that? How do you inspire others to follow their passion?
It's a great question.
Yes.
I come across that a lot, where someone just doesn't know what passion they have, and what I say is, picture your best day. Like, what does your ideal, your best day look like? Who are you with? What are you doing? What are you eating? What are you drinking? Where are you living? And write that down. And it doesn't matter how thinking big it is. And then go from there and then say, how can I make that best day happen? And somewhere within there, that's their passion.
I love that. And I think the key to your question is finding your passion. Because I think most people don't know what their passion is. When you know what your passion is and you are strong about it, it is not hard to then pursue it. You know, my wife and I, when we get up every day and look forward to the day, the reason why is because we think about the show on the brand and the mission about trying to enrich people's lives. And it's now shown when you have a goal and you have a passion, you live 7 years longer. Not just live, but thrive. And when you don't have those goals, not only do you live less of a life in numbers, but you don't thrive. So great question. Please don't go away when we come back. Partha's Prescription. Welcome back. You've been watching Ask Dr. Nandi, and today we've been talking about being your own health hero. So what can we take away from today's Partha's Prescriptions? Your health should be a priority. Make an effort to get out and be active every single day. And remember that everything you put in your body will have an impact on your well-being. Also, hearing a diagnosis that's scary doesn't mean you have to give up. Fight back, advocate for yourself, and talk to your doctor about all of your possible options for treatment. There may be alternatives that you had not originally considered. Also, global health is just as important as your own. Reach out, donate, volunteer. Organizations like UNICEF and Omni are always looking for your help. And if you have the power, speak out. Be a voice for your cause and those who cannot do the same. To stay informed about today's topic, learn about healthy living, and how to become your own health hero, please visit AskDrNandi.com. Also, we'd love to hear from you. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, and join our discussion. Now, lastly, there's a beautiful word in the Hindi language that literally means the light in me honors the light in you. And that word is namaste. So namaste to each and every one of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.